This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we're going to talk about birthday cakes. And actually, where should you be growing on social media? Where are your people?
And 3, 2, 1. Hola, Dan. ¿Cómo estás?
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast. So myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bro?
Senor Tom. Yeah, mate. Well, as we speak, we'll know, or listening to this, you'll know whether we've either got the bright orange president or the president that can't speak without a teleprompter. We've got one of the two things.
I'm glad you didn't go with the skin color as the description.
No, I was going for their most notable features, which is that I still can't believe Donald Trump still does the whole painting his face on thing, because he always has that gap where his hair is. Like, it'd be like me doing it. But then just like where my hair is just going to leave that bit. And it just looks really, really weird. And then any clip I've seen of Kamala Harris, she cannot speak properly. Like, and engage with people. I find it really funny how she can't string a sentence together that makes any sense. I really am worried for, the world, I suppose, to a degree, but certainly America.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm majorly worried for America.
I mean, it's the same as the UK, to be fair. It's the same as the UK. It's like there's no good choice. It's just which one's the least worst.
Did you see Keir Starmer and PMQs referred to Rishi Sunak as the Prime Minister about 5 times? He's so used to saying it. He was like, I think, why the Prime Minister has forgotten about this?
Yeah, he said it a few times. But I think that for me, like, again, some people might hate me for this. I don't actually care about the political views of people, because I don't believe that anyone has any fucking is going to help anyone. Like, you're responsible for yourself. Like, don't rely on fucking anyone else. But anyway, I kind of secretly hope that Trump gets in, just because I think it'd be like throwing a cat amongst a fucking pigeon, about 1,000 pigeons all in a really tiny room. I think it'd be quite funny. More so because I'd like to see Keir Starmer like squirm when he has to kind of speak to him, because I think Donald Trump would just literally fucking destroy him, which would be quite funny. But yeah, no, I don't have any political views either way. I think they're all fucking useless, by the way. So
from a soap opera kind of view,
literally, and for that reason alone, just because I think it would just fuck up like authority across the world. I just think it'd be quite good from that point of view. I think he's probably the reason I think he'd be good is he's the most anti-woke out of all of them. So I'm like, cool, stick him in. I want to see him in.
Didn't Joe Rogan, because he obviously did Joe Rogan's podcast. I've not listened to it before anybody goes, yeah, no, it's Joe. But then didn't Joe Rogan like say, you're going off on tangents a little bit more than you used to, mate? Even Joe Rogan's noticing. It's like,
it's a 4-hour podcast. Fucking hell.
And he's like, you seem to be wavering a little bit too much. Like, okay, that's
it's just good, I think with not only this election but the UK election, it's just an indictment of just how bad the world is, the state of it, in my opinion. Like, just awful. Like, all of it. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing to watch. Watching them trying to like rally people up. It's just a slagging match. It's just embarrassing. Like, isn't it?
It's insane.
It's embarrassing.
Anyway,
we'll know by now, won't we? By the time you
correct, yeah.
So,
I was always a red. Go Blues.
Who would you want? By the way, question for you. I know we will never know, but if one of us was to be the president, which one would you choose? There you go. There's a question for the audience. Find out next week on the next show. We're gonna get Instagram. But I tell you what, message me. In fact, because if I poll my audience, they're going to say me, and if you do yours, they're going to say you. That's pointless.
Yeah.
We need because I feel like the podcast listeners will be the best of the more equal. I'm trying to say, do you know what I mean? Like, a best representative. Give us a best representation of the views of our listenership, rather than me doing on Instagram, you doing on yours. Do you know? I just feel like I should be president and Tom should be vice president, but whatever, it's fine.
Cool. I get basically all the perks and don't have to do any of the responsibility. Sweet.
Oh shit! I don't think
it's like being the backup goalkeeper. Goalkeeper.
What a job! What a job!
Great.
What a job.
The Scott Carson of politics. That's what I want to be. So I'll collect my $3 million a year paycheck. Thank you, and just get carted around. Just to be the token English person that has to be.
What's this you sent me?
All right. Well, if anybody didn't know, we didn't do a podcast last week. Well, we got it because it was my birthday.
Tom's birthday week. He's one of them. Tom's one of them that he has like.
I'm not. I'm not.
You know,
I'm
like,
just,
well, sorry, Tom, what did you do all last week, mate? What did you just complain to me about earlier? He's been out every night in
I'm
the last
so
7 days
tired.
because he's got that many people that he
I'm
needs to
so
see.
fat. I'm so fat. It's insane. I like to the point where I was like videoing myself. I know the camera in £10 like adds £10, but it looks like I've got about 7 fucking cameras on me,
Right.
and I'm just
So
like, you
Tom's
fat
Tom's
shit.
had 7 evenings out with friends. Like when it's my birthday, I get 2 messages, one from Tom, one from Mike. My mum barely remembers, and my dad might send me a text if I'm lucky with the 100 quid in my bank account. Cheers, Dad. Thanks. Like that's what I get.
Hey, I
Yeah.
don't get that
Oh,
from. I don't
every
get
every
100
birthday. I know I'm lucky, mate. I tell you that. I take that to the bank, me. And then Tom's birthday rolls around, and he's going out for dinner parties with people he's not even met before. It's his birthday. He's like, "Fucking yeah, come on, come on!" Everyone comes around.
quid.
Unbelievable. I nearly
Mate,
posted on Instagram. I nearly posted a video of you on Earth. I think I just can't remember. I've got a
on
shot of you
Earth.
going.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah, on Earth. No, I've got a video of you. I think it going in the water, and I was going to tag you in it and be like, "Happy birthday to Push Pull Legs worst golfer." You know, but I didn't want to wind you up on your
It's
birthday, mate.
right.
I know
It's right. Dan
it's a
was
big
jealous
day
of
for you. I know
my 3 birdies in a row. He was
I
loving it
was,
up.
mate. I'm very, very
Yeah.
jealous. But I know with your
Never,
family, birthdays are important. I know that celebrate a big thing. Like mine, it's just not. Like, whereas I know with you, it's a big thing.
it's more.
Celebration.
I feel like for us, it's definitely it's not an occasion. It's an excuse, and because we don't see each other all the time, where it's like,
Mm.
all right, let's just make a point of, and there's 5 in the family. Now, well, there's 6 now with a little nephew. So it's like, all right, let's make the point of always having dinner or always doing
Mm.
that. So I even make a
Oh, that's
point
nice.
with my sisters, like for Christmas or their birthdays, we will always go out as a 3, like so we stay tight. So it's like, okay, we're
Mm.
always gonna have something like that. I feel like it's, I don't know, not so much on the friends point of view, but family is just an important kind of gluey kind of thing
Yeah.
to keep
No,
up
I
with
get that. I
everything.
get that.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise,
Yeah.
you like we've talked about it before. It's like, all right, well, when do you see them? Like they just kind of get cast off slightly, and then
Yeah.
because you can't choose your family, right? It's just like
That's
okay.
what my family did to me. They cast me off. They were like, "Oh, don't care." You know.
But anyway, so I've eaten so much fucking cake. So
Yeah.
I'll talk through the cakes that I've had currently, and then we're going to go through this list because this is what people are here for. We will talk about what we're going to be talking about. I thought we'll talk
Oh,
about fucking
cakes are more
retention rates
important.
at the moment. We'll talk about
Cakes are more
retention
important.
and
Yeah.
quality of PT a little bit, and how you can improve, and still the earth-shattering statistics. And also, I want to talk about where you should be fucking posting your content because I was listening to the Wrestlers Entertainment today, and they were doing some pretty eye-opening stats on in terms of linear TV and where people are viewing their media, and it makes fucking relevance like to where you should be doing stuff,
Ooh,
essentially if they're doing stuff. So which yeah, I've noticed. So interesting.
YouTube, I bet.
Um,
Spoiler alert.
don't spoil it. It definitely
Ah,
well,
so I knew it straight away.
but
So I knew
it
because
but
I'm
it
smart.
definitely it changes for age groups. Right?
Oh yeah, I bet it would. Yeah,
Yeah,
massively.
exactly. So yeah, there's a
Yeah.
but we'll get into that. I was one of those nerds. You know when people like
Mm.
oh, get your pen and paper out, write this down on a podcast. Literally did that.
I remember seeing. I remember seeing the percentages of people that watch it. I won't spoil that bit because that's eye opening. When you look at the percentages, the amount of people on who you yeah. Anyway, let's go. Otherwise, I'm just gonna
So
spoil.
funny. All right, so
Um.
the cakes I've had this week. Okay, so I had a cake from a place called Lavo in London, which was really nice. Shout out to Mr. Stevie Brio, who I didn't put my thumb up. Why is it giving me a anyway?
Thumbs up on Zoom.
When you do it, it doesn't do it. It's like woof,
It's weird, isn't it?
woof. It's weird.
I've still never had a thumb up on my Zoom come up before ever. I've
When
had
does the
clients
bubble?
do it.
Oh, there you go. I got fireworks now.
Why do I not? Maybe I've not got the setting. Anyway, the people who are listening to this are going fucking mad because they're like, we can't say fucking.
Yeah, so I had lavo. There's a peanut butter like kind of Bertha cake there, or Bruce's cake. Really fucking good. Peanut butter one with those layers. Oh, it was insane, mate. It was really good. We had that between two very heterosexual guys just eating cake together.
Of course.
Pretty good. Lola's cupcakes, standard, really fucking good. Had a
Mhm.
big one and then 6 little ones. I feel like it was another cake. I think I had some at like a restaurant as well and some dessert. But then obviously sitting right there is most of a column with caterpillar that my family will always wheel out for all of their birthdays because it's like it's tradition. It's just a joke, really. for most of the
I
stuff.
like Colin Caterpillar though. I think
They're
it's
so good. It's just a
yeah.
massive like chocolate fucking mini
I
roll.
wouldn't have a
Isn't
bad
it?
thing said
So
about it because Marks and Spencer's chocolate is really good as well.
yeah, exactly. So
So yeah,
so let's
I'm all for
let's go through these and say like if we've had them. So these are 12. It's a bit old. I don't know, updated 28th. Oh fucking it was updated like a week ago. That's crazy. It's so relevant. See, our content is so relevant.
Yeah. Well, we
By
always are, mate.
Hannah Carroll for yours. I think it's a Tesco thing, isn't it? Well, I've got a Tesco advert at the top. That's just an advert. Sorry, I have my screen like so I can see Dan's lovely face. So yeah.
I'm still trying to work out how I can do these fucking thumbs up. Can't see it anyway.
All right, so we've got the best supermarket birthday cakes. So these are obviously readily available for everybody. Thanks, Dan. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up. That's really good. It's for fucking anybody who wants to watch this on YouTube, scroll to about like I don't know 8, 9 minutes in. You're just gonna see us just giving each other thumbs
Can't
up.
I fucking see it?
I know which one I'm clipping for
Yeah, I
the
bet,
social
yeah.
media. Just full screen, just Dan doing this. We see we're putting like an AI face on. Oh my God. Have you seen
Doesn't work.
the AI thing for what's his face? Who's Michael Parkinson? Have you seen
No.
that? Go, all right, put your phone down now. And no, you don't have to do it now, Dan, but go away and then we'll maybe talk about it next week. But so Michael Parkinson's son has all the rights to obviously Michael Parkinson and like all his like archives and stuff like that. And they've created AI Michael Parkinson voice, and they've taught the AI to be like Michael Parkinson. And they're doing a podcast where Michael Parkinson AI interviews celebrities on like through the AI. It's ridiculous. It's so fucking terrifying. Like in like how it is exactly like him. The inflections are the same. How he talks and like personality. It's. I've got another thumbs up. I've literally was doing a
Tom's
list in
thumbs
my
up
own
all over the
head.
place, and mine isn't. Why is mine not? Okay,
Absolutely
it's going over
insane.
now.
But I was just like, this is mad. But yeah, go look at it.
It's
Look
got a
out for
thing there. It says recognize hand gestures, but it's not doing it.
it.
Fuck off. Yeah. That one? No.
No, I just do two fingers. All right, number one. It says giant Colin the cat. I thought they were just all regular. Like, is there a particular there's a big one or
Well, there must be. This
that's
one feeds 40 people.
fuck me.
I
That one
mean, it
doesn't.
definitely doesn't feed 40 people. By the way.
Definitely doesn't.
I think it's about
I
eight
like
normal people. It's 40
like the
servings, but 8 people.
I like the picture they've given as well. Sorry you are leaving, Chris. That's
Yeah,
the
brilliant.
one they chose. I had a special message. Fuck off. You're a prick.
I mean, by the way, with that Colin Caterpillar, you want the M piece with his head on, don't you? That's the bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. That I had that with the
100%,
first piece. You're like that is the most chocolate you're getting. You want to get it just so the Smarties are in there as well.
The problem with the
And you're
Colin
like,
Caterpillar is you don't want one of the middle bits because it's just a bit like.
yeah, you're like,
Well,
I've
you want
got
the
no
end,
Smarties.
either end, but the one with the head, preferably.
Yeah, and then if you're in the middle, you're not that special. You're like gonna get a foot and Smarties, whatever it is. So Colin Caterpillar, 100% is probably the best thing. Serves 40, fucking man. That's no chance. No chance that serves 40 people. Who?
Not a chance, no.
Like I'll get through that Colin Caterpillar. Five sittings, I think.
Easy.
5 slices, I think. I think that's about right. Number 2, Sainsbury's white chocolate birthday celebration cake. Dan, have you had this?
Ooh, no, I've not had that. No.
Serves 14. So serves 12 according to the article, but I can see the box and it definitely says 14 on it.
I don't mind white chocolate. I'm just not sure about on a cake. I think
too
that
sweet.
the sponge of because it's a vanilla sponge, right, with a bit of raspberry jam. And I get that white chocolate and raspberry go together, but for me, it's like you get that vanilla-y stuff from the cake. I want something that counteracts that taste with the again, like the buttercream is a bit better than just the white chocolate. I'm just not sure about a white chocolate Madeira cake, to be honest.
Freeze-dried raspberry pieces.
Wouldn't be my choice, put it that way. Wouldn't be my choice.
It's too sweet.
Yeah.
It's too sweet. Yeah, M&S red velvet cake.
Don't get the hybrid red velvet. Do not get it.
You know, it's quite nice. It's always quite spongy, isn't it? Like it's quite wet. Quite a moist cake, I always feel.
Moist. And you're going to say that then, moist.
But people will be
Unicorn Madeira cake. No,
what's is it mesophobia? Is that the mesophobia?
I don't know.
Mesophobia. I think
You
it's
need
the
to
one that
fucking grow up if you're scared of the word moist.
the
Just
people who
fucking grow up.
don't like the like moist or bang and stuff like that. Or no, mesophobia is the one you can't do the sound
Scared
of
of
people
miso
eating.
sauce. No, is it?
Paul Standell was this one. He's got mesophobia. He doesn't like the sound of people eating.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
Who knows?
that's a weird fact I know about him.
It's a weird fact.
I remember taking the piss out of him for it, or eating loudly near him. Unicorn cake. I've had this one.
No, I don't like.
Not had
I'm not. No.
I feel
Again,
like
it's
you
just
must have bought
vanilla,
that
it's just a
for.
Madeira
You
cake.
must have bought that for like.
No. We had a
Isabel, no?
rainbow cake for Isabel for her birthday.
Yeah, nice.
Good shout, that one.
I bought that for my mum. Yeah, but did you get the one? I had a rainbow cake, but rainbow surprise cake. So there was like loads of M&Ms right in the middle.
Similar.
Cutting it,
Yeah,
it's
similar type one. Yeah.
So good. But yeah, unicorn cake. Apparently the best supermarket birthday cake for kids. Meh. But yeah, it's just Madeira cake, sponge cake, raspberry jam. Very plain, isn't it? Flower bouquet Madeira cake.
No.
That's trying to be posh.
It's
And
just trying to be. It's all the same though. It's just a Madeira cake with a
At
different
36
thing on top.
pounds, at 36 pounds, don't get your cake from Sainsbury's. Go to like Lola's or somewhere like that and get it and order it. It'll be better.
I do fancy a bit of cake now though. I'm not gonna lie.
I've got some. Dan, just jump on a flight.
Yeah, quickly come over.
I've got loads.
Again, I also wouldn't go for triple layer chocolate cake, Tom.
What?
That one there from Sainsbury's does not look good. It's just not good enough like that.
Serves 28. How big is this thing?
For 15 quid as well.
15 quid. Less than like a pound of serving. Like 50p per person. That's insane. We've sold like
about some of the cakes. The thing I don't like about some of these cakes is the sponge to filling ratio is always well off. I get so disappointed when a cake is just all sponge and no fucking taste or filling to it. Like, it's the bit that I think so many people get wrong when they make cakes is I think the reason why I like a cupcake is because the buttercream on top is always like half of it.
Yeah,
that's the right
like
ratio.
You want the icing or whatever that is.
Yeah, so why is it with a cupcake it's like that? But then on a normal cake, you go, let's add loads more sponge and take away the best bit, which is the buttercream. Annoys me, as you can tell. It annoys me. I'm someone who'd much rather a variety of cupcakes than one big cake that's all the same.
Definitely. That's what we tend to do. Family-wise, we just get a big box of cupcakes. Especially like at Lola's, I'm just partying. I love Lola's, by the way.
I was about to say, you got stocks in Lola's or something?
Fucking wish. I'm pretty sure we kept them in business. That's why they've expanded. And like the little ones are great. Because they're just lots of like. That's not a hand gesture, is it? The size of like doing thumb to finger. That's how big they are. M&S personalized gardening cake. No. What they run out of cakes. There wasn't 12.
Literally, yeah. I fail to believe that there is not 12 other supermarket birthday cakes around that's not the gardening one.
£65. Right, I paid for my mum's like rainbow cake with the surprise and stuff from Hummingbird Bakery in St John's Wood, and it was about like 80 quid. So I put that in the same price range.
Serves 20 people. £3 a slice, that one.
Yeah, that's spenny, that one, isn't it? The Wicked Kitchen Belgian chocolate and raspberry cake.
No,
I'll have a go.
Vegan. No,
it's vegan. Fuck that off. Why does it say 1+ weeks?
That's why, because it lasts forever, because it's vegan.
Fucking yeah, it's got so much shit in it that's like, preservative. Tesco. Oh, here we go. Tesco half and half cake.
Okay, now I'm on board. Half and half sounds better.
Half and half. Half vanilla, half chocolate.
Yeah, take that. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea, that, isn't it? Yeah. Bit of ebony and ivory. Love it.
Yeah, you sold me on that one because I got 2 cakes in one. Then you got the rainbow cake, M&S.
Rainbow layers cake. That's good. That's a good cake. Yeah, get that.
See, I think that's a better fill-in to sponge ratio. The sponge looks thinner in the middle there.
And it's more exciting. Obviously, I think people think that the novices out there in the cake world that like the sponges will be different flavors. They're not. It's just
they're not.
Sponge.
Just colour.
It's just different colors. It's just a bit of fun. Livens up your day. Wonderful. Beehive cake. Never heard of it.
Oh, behave. Come on. Behave. Not mind beehive. Behave.
Jesus. Serves 28 to 30.
It must
and
be honey in
requires
there. There must be some honey in
8
there.
days notice. Bottom tier is chocolate sponge, sugar paste peas, bees, milk
28
chocolate.
to 30 servings. No chance.
No chance. How big are these
How much
servings?
cake how much cake are these people eating or not eating in this case? Yeah.
It's
No.
not eating. And the last one, the Plant Kitchen chocolate brownies. Yep, they ran out of cakes. That's not cake.
Fuck off.
Is it cake? Have you watched that as well?
No. Oh yeah, no, I know what. Yeah, no, I've seen it. Yeah.
Great show. Good show. Good show.
Is it cake?
Such a. Is it cake? Is it cake? It's really good.
Some of the stuff they can make on there is incredible.
Is insane, isn't it? You're like, what it is. I don't want it. I want to be in the room, like though. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
that's fucking cake. That you crazy. What are you on about? Yeah, but they have to stand a certain distance away. Clearly,
I was about to
when they're
say,
trying
yeah,
spot it,
surely
but
the
they're like,
the smell as well, maybe. Give some of it away.
this one.
Yeah, if you're looking at like a burger and you're like, doesn't smell like a burger.
All right. So top 3 from that list of 12, mate. What are you taking home?
I mean, the rainbow cake for sure.
Rainbow
I think
cake.
is up there. The half and half is definitely up there as well. And then I'm going to say the Colin Caterpillar. I think
I would go.
as a
That's
classic.
exactly the 3 I would have as well. So yeah, don't worry yourself. Everybody's happy with the Colin Caterpillar. I feel like it's just
You know where you are with the
delivers.
Colin Caterpillar. Like, you know where you are. You know there's a decent amount of chocolate there. You know the filling's good. Not going to let you down. I think all the others could be a letdown.
Yeah,
Just like
honestly.
it could be a letdown. So
they just
there you
like,
go.
and I'm not a big fan of like the icing on like the unicorn cake. It's like that kind of, it just maps over. It's like,
Yeah. No, I don't like
yeah.
that.
It's like
that chewy icing, isn't it?
It's like chewy,
buttercream.
like
Has to be
granny icing.
buttercream.
You're like, right, cool.
Has
Yeah.
to be buttercream for me.
No bueno, mate. All right. Enough cake talk. I feel like there was something else I may have talked about before we talk about serious things. This is serious, but
Isn't it?
you
You
know,
can't say this
you know
is
what I mean.
more serious. This is why it's at the start.
All right. What do you want to do? Where should you be fucking posting your content, or
Yeah, let's do where you should be posting your content.
where should you be posting your content? So yeah, I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about linear TV. And I find all these things quite interesting about behind the scenes and entertainment and how they work and how things work. Basically, it's just a big thing of how things work. And they were talking about where people, obviously the shift of streaming and how people absorb their media, and where people are nowadays. And it was interesting how they were talking about in terms of like production quality. So it's something mad, like in terms of what is on people's TV screens now. 46% of the time, YouTube. In terms of like global or like UK population will have YouTube on their main screen on like TV, and they'll watch it through that instead of just on your phone or whatever. And how obviously we've noticed it in the world of like YouTube golf, right? That the production quality has just gone. We'll watch some of it because it's like looks fucking incredible, but you're kind of okay with it not looking as good. But if you were to watch the BBC on linear TV, if something looked like a shitey shitter like YouTube video, you would not watch it whatsoever. You'd be like, "What the fuck is this? The like production quality is terrible. Why am I doing this at all?" So that was like one super interesting in terms of like the amount of people that will put it on the big screen. Obviously, you've like shared stuff of like people watching you and Mike, right, on the big screen, blah blah blah. But that's why you invest in terms of going to a studio and doing that kind of stuff, because it's easier in the eye and you're not kind of against quality and stuff like that. I don't know why my camera's going in and out of focus.
Your camera doesn't like you at all at the moment. But I saw a stat the other day that's saying out of all social media users, they polled a bunch of social media users, and it was one of the biggest data sets they'd used. It could have been in the hundreds of thousands for a study, right?
Yeah.
It might have been Gordon that shared it. And out of all the people that were quizzed from a variety of age ranges of different people, 88% of people watched YouTube. It was the highest by a long way. Instagram was down at 50.
Yeah.
Facebook at 53 or something like that. TikTok was down at 40 something. And when you hear people say, like, I've heard coaches say, I've got to be on TikTok, got to be on TikTok. No, you've got to be on YouTube. You've got to be.
Yeah.
Because, and I still think it's early days of YouTube. I still think that it's not, you don't miss the boat on it. There's still a lot of people on there who aren't consistent enough. And like, we're going to get to the point where you're going to have channels like, let's use Rick Shields' example. I don't particularly think he's brilliant at what he does, but he's got 3 million subscribers, golf channel, right? I'm going to predict that in the next 5 years, maybe even sooner than that, you're going to see channels like that run like TV shows where there's a new video at 7 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday. You're going to have, it's going to be, you're going to set your calendar by that thing. And like you said, it's not going to be, and that's the downfall of linear TV, like you said, is that people expect, oh, I've watched not in that time. Well, you still get to watch it. My point is that the production volume will increase because they'll realize that people want to watch. And there's like he does it now. He does his big videos at Friday at 4 p.m. Releases it Friday 4 p.m. because he knows more people are going to watch it over the weekend and all that sort of stuff, right? He knows what he's doing with that. But you're going to get to a point where bigger accounts now are doing that, and it's the reason that I like it and think it's a really good power thing is it's an authority play. It's that if you're on YouTube, you must be a fucking big player. You must be good at what you do. You must be, because that's what all the big people are doing now. Like, we talked about Donald Trump at the start, right? I thought it was a very, very smart move by him to go on Bryson DeChambeau's channel and do the golf thing, because he's reaching the demographic of people who are not sitting there with the news on, with CNN, watching the news on a daily basis. They're watching YouTube channels. They're watching golf. And he's gone and reached the demographic of people who maybe who weren't even considering voting. And he came across really well in that video because he came across as a human, not a politician. And you're going to see more and more and more people start realizing the power of that relatability on YouTube. Because like you said about BBC, when that happens, you get annoyed because you're like, well, BBC, it's the BBC's fault. Like, they're shit. Like, you don't know the person. Whereas when it's YouTube, you watch it because of the human, the personality, and you allow them the mistakes. You allow them that because you care about the person and the individual and what they share and what they do. And I don't think that it will ever get to the point where the production quality goes to the same level as TV, because that's what would remove that personality from it. So, I think it's as high as it will ever be on YouTube. I don't think that the golfers are going to want to go much further than where they're at. But it's then
also why the biggest YouTuber, right, Mr. Beast, has signed a deal with Amazon, right? Because he wants the production quality of all these people who have done it for years and years and years and know what's happening. He's not done it by chance. He's obviously a smart guy, but he's only been making videos in theory for nearly 8 years, 10 years, stuff like that. And his production quality is sky high, probably the best it can be on YouTube, but it's still not as good as someone who's maybe done like dramas and stuff like that and films and knows exactly.
And I'd be interested to see what happens with his views when that happens, because I wonder if there'll be a little bit of a people don't like the system. Do you know, like YouTube's a bit of a middle finger to the system, innit? A little bit of like, okay, you pay your YouTube premium, you don't have to worry about what network you're on, what cable you pay for. Like, again, we look at football as a great example of that, right? Is like the rights get sold to whoever pays the most money and all these sorts of things, right? And I think at some point it's going to reach a tipping point where people are going to take back control and go, Liv's a good example of that, where I don't think it quite worked by putting that on YouTube. But I also don't know if it would have got the same level of views it was on normal TV anyway. Again, we'll never know. But for me, it's the place to be. If I was starting out now, I'd be all over it. I'd be finding a ways of making YouTube videos and figure out what I watch on YouTube, because it's the same in our house. We've transitioned to more YouTube videos. We watch more now. All the TVs come with it built in. It's all really easy to navigate on your remote now. They're all built and it's all made for it. That's where I think that the future's going, is that if you're not on YouTube and you've not got a channel, you're not a real content creator. You're not a real brand. You're not a real kind of like authority from that point of view. And I think that YouTube's going to start rewarding people a lot with it. I think that's the other thing about YouTube, is that you feel like you're supporting that creator. You feel like you're supporting someone. Whereas BBC, you fucking go, I'm paying my TV license. Why is the production quality shit? Whereas with YouTube, you feel like you're supporting the person because you know they're getting ad revenue. You know that they're getting some of the money from that. I think certainly Isabel's generation, for example, she's what, 9 now? By the time she's 18, 19, she's just going to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what TV channels are. She knows what Netflix and YouTube are. They're the only two things she watches. She doesn't know what BBC, ITV, Channel 4. She doesn't know what any of that is. And I genuinely mean that. She doesn't know a clue. She watches Netflix and YouTube. The other stuff doesn't enter her vocabulary. She wouldn't know what it is. If you asked her what BBC One was, she would look at you like you were insane.
Right. Yeah, what is that? Like, exactly. I don't have 6 billion channels of different creators to be like, oh, but no, you've only got 3.
But I don't even watch it anymore. I don't watch BBC or ITV or Channel 4. I do not watch it.
I've only watched an iPlayer. That's the thing. Like, I'll watch Have I Got News for You, but 3 days late, and that's about it. basically. Or
And I do
something
think
like
that the quicker that those TV channels adapt, the better for them. But I think they'll be too little, too late, as always with these things. It always is.
super
But
interesting.
it's where I think in the future we talk about politics. Again, we talk about these debates that happen on Newsnight and on BBC. I'm like, it's not the same as 20 years ago. I think you need to be more now, again, on YouTube channels, social media. That's where you need to be.
Well, they said
putting
it like
your views.
with the last like the election when it was Starmer versus Sunak, more people watched Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell on YouTube than actually watched the debate. More people wanted to watch the YouTube live of people talking about the debate rather than, and that was literally live. They were covering it live, and more people tuned in live to the YouTube instead of that. That's insane. It's just how much power it had, just because it was even more easily accessible, because people would have been watching on their phones or whatever. You can watch BBC on their phone, but it would have been like, all right, I'm not going to try and get on that. But yeah, that was insane. So, and especially I kind of like the 16 to 35-year-olds. YouTube was like huge. It was like 46% of their media taken in there. And then the next one was TikTok. Instagram didn't even like crack like top 5 in terms of what it wasn't media. It was basically like watching TV and stuff like that in terms of content and stuff. But it was just super interesting that like TikTok was second. But I'm assuming that's still heavily, as you get older, TikTok fell down, but it was still relatively high. I don't do a lot of stuff on TikTok. I've started with like, because I'm doing a few more like series based things because it's easier to just plan out for me. And I'm experimenting again. My TikTok views have gone up because it's a series, and more people are following because it's a series, that kind of thing. So it's definitely something to play with. I think you should always be experimenting. We both experiment all the time, and this is another experiment to see whether it works. And Dan could probably see who I've stolen one of these ideas, repurposed an idea from, but it's from the world of YouTube golf, and I've just tried to apply it into fitness. Because I always watch this YouTube golfer's like account. I always watch it. This guy called Sam Joba. And I'm like, I always watch his fucking minute and a half long Instagram reel. And everybody, Simon Media would be like, that's too long. It's too long for a reel. I'm like, I watch the whole fucking thing. I know I do. I sit there and watch the whole. So I'm like, fuck it. I enjoy making those minute to a minute and a half clips. They're so much nicer. But if I get enjoyment making the video, and that's how I like to edit it, cool. But I'm also telling that story. It's going to be told the story over like 12 days or a whole month. Instead, it's a way of breaking down my long form. And then I can put it up on YouTube as well. So and it'll just be like a 90-second YouTube video. So I was like, just repurposing, hitting a few different things, and it's done better. So it's interesting. But I think people come back for it. I literally had a chat with a coach in my clubhouse today of like, he was like, I'm hooked. He was like, I want to know what's coming next tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah. What's the point? It's the point of why I'm doing this 100-kilo challenge. I was like, yeah. Fun.
It's the thing about it is that people always say this like long form's dead. And it's not.
Podcasts
like
prove that they're more popular than ever.
Because people will give people time of day that they give a shit about.
You know what happened as well? So they were discussing. So this podcast with Maureen Hyde, they were discussing since they put their podcast on YouTube, their listenership has gone up 200%. They were like, can't really explain it, but yeah. Whereas you watch podcasts on YouTube, don't you? Yeah. I don't. I've not really got into it because I'm commuting a hell of a lot more, so I'm just always in my ears. But,
Again, that's the only reason though.
Yeah,
it is literally the only reason is because I can watch
Otherwise,
on YouTube, and it's just easier for me to do it rather than me blasting out my phone because I would use my phone or something while doing it.
Yeah, super interesting, but yeah. All right. So it kind of pushes people into like, if you're a coach and sitting there going, I've got an idea for a YouTube channel, fucking do it. Why not? What else are you going to be doing? It might, again, as we relay into this next bit, it's probably going to add more perceived value to your fucking clients because they're going to watch it as well, which is all part of their service, right? So we're going to beat that down a little bit. What are we going to talk about, like in terms of like hobby stuff, or we're talking about like retention again? It feels like it's a party thing for you at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I mean, maybe let's not worry about the retention thing because fuck me, it's again we've talked about it a lot, and it's just like coaches actually don't want to hear it, which is painful as well. But the too long didn't read version is me and Mike had to lay into the coaches and the members of the members group and highlighting the fact that actually the majority of coaches have a better business if they didn't have such bad churn. As an example, Tom, as an example, and also Mike and the two Jakes and myself would never need more than 5 new clients a month to grow our business by 25% in a year.
And we've all done, just to put that in perspective, we've all grown our businesses by 25% or more.
Yeah.
In the last year. So we had a quick look at the numbers and it was like, okay, yeah.
Myself, Jake, and Mike have taken on 20 clients a month as a whole, 20 clients a month over the last 12 months in a 7-figure business that's still grown by 25% in that time frame. And it's beggars belief that coaches are saying that they need more calls, because some coaches are coming to us saying they need more calls booked in, and they're getting 8 calls a month, and it's because they're losing 6-7 clients a month. That's just not good enough. Like, anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole because I'll just fucking rant, and we did that on Monday. So we're going to talk about hobbies outside of fitness. I'm sure we spoke about it though.
We did
a couple of weeks ago.
We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Correct. Yeah.
I think
feel like everybody's got more boring.
Yeah.
I feel like it's but I feel like who was I talking about it with? I feel like because I was making a joke about somebody and they're like, I don't do anything else other than lifting, and he's a coach, and I was like, why not? Like, what do you like? What do you like? What can you get into? What other?
So it comes back to YouTube, right? Actually, coming back to YouTube stuff you talked about. The reason that people like people on YouTube and showing that in-depth stuff is that you get an idea of the person as a whole, not just what they do and what they post about. So, like, Bryson DeChambeau is a great example of this. Like, as a golfer, he was someone who people used to think was arrogant, didn't like him, came across that way. All of a sudden, there's a YouTube channel where he shows he's not that way. He's just actually really, really driven. He actually really just cares about what he's doing, and he really wants to help people. I would say in the 12 to 18 months, has had a complete turnaround of the public perception of him.
100%.
And I come back to the Donald Trump video as well, of like, comes across as a normal guy who just enjoys golf, doesn't come across egotistical in any way, like he does on some of his presentations, right? That is what YouTube, social media, and you as a coach trying to make connections should be doing. And my point is that coaches are being more like, again, in that version of Donald Trump, just the politician Donald Trump, just keep talking about the same old thing, and without realizing that actually it's getting to know the human behind that that's the key thing to maybe winning votes to a certain degree, but certainly as an online coach it's the things that make you more human. And the last thing that people want to see online is another fitness robot who talks about fitness and loves fitness and all the world revolves around fitness, because it's fucking boring, as we've discussed, right? There's more to life than that. And I think that you're trying to work with people who have a lot more going on in life than fitness. They cannot relate to you, do not want to work with you if all you do is ever talk about fitness, because they'll go, how's this guy gonna relate to me? And come back to golf as a great example, but I speak to all my clients for the first 5 to 10 minutes of all our calls about anything other than fitness in their business. It's usually golf, what they're up to the weekend, whether they're on holiday, how they're feeling, what went on with their fucking pet at the weekend, where they ate out. Because I genuinely care, because I actually like speaking to people, funny enough, because that's part of being a good coach, isn't it? Actually giving a shit. And then the second thing is because it's an icebreaker, it calms people down, it relaxes them, like they chill out. Tom's got a thumbs up. I got a little, something popped up on the bottom of mine, but it wasn't.
They didn't
on the screen.
Classic.
Yeah, it's just that for me, it's that whole thing of I can spot someone who's never been an in-person PT, who's never had many clients, who wasn't successful doing it. And it's the person that can't relate to their clients, can't speak to them, can't keep them. And I just think it's the part of the online world that people are scared of showing, but when you show it, you get more buy-in, you get more connections. People are more interested in you as a human. Like we talked about fucking cakes at the start of this. Why? Because we know people are interested in food. We can go, oh, this one's got this many calories in it, this one's got this much fat in it. Oh, you'd have to have
Why didn't we
you can only
do
have
that?
this on a refeed day. Fuck off. No one cares. Right? It's just that element of like, I don't want to call it relatability. It's not really relatability. It's just being a human being. Like people want to work with humans that they are like and that have similar interests beyond just fitness and fucking bench press. Oh, get a life. It's boring.
Literally.
Anyway, that's my little rant on that.
It's a good little rant, mate. It's a good little rant.
Yeah,
With that,
it's just there's more to people than fucking fitness, right?
And I think that's the thing. Like, even if you like it's hurting you, listen to this and say your retention rate's not great. This might be it in terms of your churn rate, because you can't make that kind of person connection or being like the coach. Like, I want my coach to be somebody I'm like, I want to contact or I'm proud of and like want to like follow their stuff. And yeah, not kind of like, yeah, because the people who are leaving within like a month or so aren't proud of the fact that they're working with you or you're one of their clients. So make them proud of you. Like, fuck me. Like, then they're more likely to do stuff with you, or follow what you say. If you're saying stuff to them at all. I think it's all part of like just being a rounded fucking coach, showing that you've got other stuff that's going on. And they'll be like, oh shit, yeah. And they'll ask about your day, or they'll ask about what's happening with you. Like I would say 90% of my check-ins will have like, and they'll be like, I hope you're doing well. What's happening with you? Like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they'll ask what I've been up to as well, which I want. Fuck it, because I've asked them. That also lays the foundations of a behavior. It's like, if I ask them, most people, unless they're completely inept, will ask also and like reciprocate. It's kind of monkey see, monkey do. So they're going to do that. So, and then that levels connections. And then if you can't remember them, why do you think I have these fucking hats everywhere? And literally every single page is a different client. And that's all I write down. Like, guess what it is? Top priorities is their stuff. And it's like, all right, don't forget they like this or they did this. It's if I haven't, so I know what they spoke about last week in their check-in, irrelevant to fitness or not. And it's like, okay, cool. Secrets, but it's like, right, I literally have it in front of me. Like, I have a pad just for writing down client check-in stuff. That's it. It cost me fucking £5. It's fine. But I bet my service is okay because of it. It's like, okay, cool.
I bet you it cost you £5, but I bet it's made you back thousands of pounds.
That's all right? And like this one is for my day-to-day stuff. But yeah, that is literally it. Just put it to the side, client name at the top of it, and then just write something about them. Like, yeah. And then I'll be like, well, I've written this because I'll catch myself on my check-in. I've written this and this, but I can't fucking remember what it was. And I'll be like, oh yeah, shit, cool. Yeah. Shows you writing notes, but all good.
Write some fucking notes for you.
I'm a real nerd. I got it out. Like, I got my notepad out today and prep. I was like, something about just writing something down. It just makes you remember it instead of going, write on notes in my iPhone. I was like, sure. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be old-fashioned. So yeah. All right, mate. We're gonna call it there because I've got places to be.
Tom's got to go.
I've got to go out and socialise yet again.
More cake.
The last one this week. No, it's not. I'm out on Friday.
Well, mate, let me know the outcome of your. Your news. I might find out later.
You will. No, the listeners won't.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Text me. That's fucking like them. Sporting versus Man City, isn't it? Sporting versus Man City. Who do you want to win? Man City.
That's what I'm watching.
That's the news.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
See you later.